So, given that ethics is so valuable, how come we screw up so much and so often and so repeatedly? Well, two main reasons. One is we don't really understand ethics, and particularly we don't understand the costs and consequences of it, and we'll talk about those because some of them are quite well hidden and not by accident. So the first reason is basically unconsciousness or ignorance. And the second reason is because we're regularly overwhelmed by destructive motives and emotions: greed, hatred, jealousy, anger, fear, etc. And as St. Paul said, the good I would do, I do not, and we all know it. We've all been there. So we're overwhelmed, which is why ethics is not practiced alone, but in conjunction with other practices such as emotional transformation and changing motivation. Okay? And why they facilitate one another. Okay? So, we've now laid the groundwork for an understanding of just why ethics is so crucial and why it's so powerful from looking at it from a contemplative perspective. Okay? We've talked, some of the benefits, are obvious, but the contemplative understanding of ethics and its values is based on a profound understanding of the way the mind works. Far more profound than conventional morality or even conventional psychology. And the fundamental principles are these. When we act unethically, when we act in a way which is intended to hurt someone, including, it could be ourselves. When we act unethically, if you turn attention in at that moment, what you will find is that your mind is clouded and driven by unskillful, painful, destructive emotions and motives such as greed, fear, anger, jealousy, and hatred. And here's the kicker. When you act those out, you reinforce them and strengthen them and drive them deeper into your brain. Okay? So unethical actions, unethical behavior, both stems from and reinforces destructive states of mind. That's the contemplative understanding which underlies their emphasis on ethics. Okay, here's the good news. When you act ethically, when you intend to enhance the well-being of people, including yourself, if you look in at that moment, you will find mind states and motives and emotions such as generosity, love, compassion, and joy. And if you act them out, you strengthen them. General principle. Behavior tends to reinforce the states of mind which power it. Okay? And even more, there's more goodies. When you act ethically, not only do you strengthen the positive mind states, you weaken the negative ones. In psychological language, it's reciprocal inhibition. That is, when you're acting out of and strengthening love and joy and compassion, etc., you are at the same time weakening oppositional mental factors like greed and fear and jealousy and anger. Okay? when you understand that, you can see why the contemplative practices emphasize ethics so much and why they regard it not just as some rules to be followed, but as a profound practice of mind training. Okay? Ethics is mind training. That's the bottom line for the contemplative traditions. Okay? And without that mind training, it's very hard, if not impossible, to do some of the others.